environment, as cleanliness, they say, is next to godliness. In a remarkable display of community spirit, residents of Molango Street in Fiango Kumba of the Southwest region came out at mass to contribute in their own manner in order to keep their environment clean this Monday, July 8, 2024.
I decided to carry this exercise because since as well caterpillar they come here, they can crack that tire. Then they put that pave, and they block the gutter. So we decide now, you see this population where they here, not a population but this quarter all. Now a street where they call them a stadium street. That stadium, the youth for stadium street decide say me will come here, we will come move all the gutter. Yes, and I will then also do because we start last week Monday. Like continuation this for now.
The act that caught the attention of the city mayor of Kumba, who equally rushed to the scene as he participated in the cleanup campaign.
I think it is also an opportunity for us to tell, most especially through the voice of our quarterhead, Asia, Shia, Mbue, the population that we should, live in our environment in a very responsible manner. We shouldn't throw plastics all over the place. We shouldn't clean our yards and throw, debris into the gutter. We shouldn't, when we have our days of keeping clean, we should all come out to make sure that we do not only clean our frontage, but we extend, if possible, right onto the road, because we are the council, we are the local government. We cannot keep saying that the government will come and do it. Who is the government? We are the government. So we must take not only our responsibilities into our hands, but most especially also our obligations as citizens, denizens of our town, of our city, of our respective quarters, to make sure that we keep our environment clean.
The GOAT initiative wasn't one of challenges, as the people in Molango Street in Kumba called for assistance from the competent authorities in order for them to always keep their surrounding clean.
Well, the difficulty is what the face for now. We need something like rainbows. City council, we don't give away wheelbarrow, they don't give away shovel and a rake. We get rake. But the most thing for as you see now, so we need something like rainbows to enable us to enter inside the gutter. Because if you look my foot wide, let's say I didn't bearing ground.
The Kumba City Mayor highlights on certain basic hygiene and sanitation procedure in order for everyone to live safe. This cleanup campaign that took place in the town of Kumba this Monday, July 8, 2024, was an avenue for all to come up in order to engage in one spirit and one accord so as to keep the environment clean. Fascinating reporting there. Now let's talk the construction of building, most precisely story building. One of the primordial phases of constructing a story building is the decking phase. This is a moment in the construction of story building that involves specialists who are mainly laborers most of the time in some communities in Cameroon, who specializes in erecting the set deck that the said person in question wants. In the town of Buya, the phenomenon is quite rampant, as some young men have mobilized under the canopy of the Deckers Union of Poya, who always engage in the decking situation. This has captured the attention of a news reporter, Daniel Komimpua, who went there to find out from them as they explain on certain difficulties, most precisely like extortion from men and women in uniform, who always extort money from them whenever they are coming from their set service rendered to the community. Daniel Komimpua, once again.
We are young men hustling to make ends meet and sustain their lives and their families. Decking, as it is technically called, is a normal activity they carry out on daily, weekly and monthly basis to meet up with life demands.
Today we will do the decking today. Today the decking will be done. They will go here. Where we call Woya Pala group. So this is the president of my team.
With over 18 years into such activity, the number of workers and age factors are always taken into consideration, given the high demand of energy required.
Today, about from 500 of it. It start from the age of 21. Okay. Yeah, 21.
To some of the songs they chant during the work, they say it serves as a motivation.
That business singer so where Pala, they make all man the big form for Canada instead of up. Okay. Yeah, so now they make all in Canada instead of up the track. Okay.
With the huge energy involved, they gladly do it with all joy because of the sustainable income.
The work they help me a lot. Now the work they help to train my kid for school. It help to be my life. So now very nice work. Now work for we say life work. Even though the first is a very difficult work, but we can't say life work because it's very movable work. It be very suitable for we. We enjoy and what we do.
Engaging into such activity comes with lots of push factors.
Many will join the one and say, what look for our society Cameroon today? Then so we don't go to school. We don't come back for school. We don't look say we find job hard. And we need to help ourselves and help our family them. And we need to build our own life. So decide to join the job because of say in our own means that to build the society. We cannot be stay back only help us do society building.
To some youths who are still idle, this might be a source of income for them as well.
And all our colleagues they outside, all the other youths they outside where they feel say we take drug, now we go thief with the solution. Not be the solution. Government not be ever employ all Cameroonians. We must find means to employ ourselves. So I call all the youths, me that join me for do our sector. What the work so tomorrow government will recognize we. And it will surely help we with Wibaro State. See me again, I want to have Remboot. If the government don't recognize you today, at least I'll get complete Remboot. So me all the others they come, me the left job, the left gun, all the bush, me the left gun, me the camp, me will join all we. So this succeed for make the work to make government to recognize it, so put it down the one then.
With the level of devotion and coupled with some challenges encountered, they beckon on the government to recognize their efforts and support them.
Okay, what difficult is the work? Number one, we be lack of materials. What the beg now for the government may support we. We need to like a state, Boywood and Ribaros. When I say where they help people work, I'll be a helmet. If you see where they work, they no helmet. So the cover the government, if they help we with some of the materials, I will be happy. The second, the one beg the authorities for Boya. Because they enter with the close work, so everybody will stay my 16. What you go we don't close, we go back on my 16. We meet all the military, they shandam them, police them, they harass me. No matter how they see how we come, we present ourselves with all our documents we carry. They see harass me, they say, I don't know if you want them to leave. I know how they discourage people when they work, push not for house, or no, they want to encourage people to work. So the cover authorities of Boya, me they see into we, that the people we get peaceful journey, what you work and go and work. And the best authority say with time, we want to find a Swazi where we identify all the workers then. So do our work, we can say where Pala. Yeah, so we want to make a Swazi where we cover we. So when the authorities say and they don't say you're a Pala member, you'll be identified.
As the Bible says, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all diligence. Therefore, youths in Boya and within the nation are called upon to make use of their energy so as to sustain themselves and their families.
Great initiative there done by Daniel Ikomimbua on the decks of the town of Puya. Away from that story, we will now move on to one of our lead headline stories, as we did mention earlier. Southwest mayors under the canopy of the United Councils and Towns and Councils and Cities of Cameroon, known for short as UCC, has unanimously agreed for the contribution of 1 million CFA francs each from the 31 councils and 2 city councils that constitute the Southwest region as a common development basket fund. This agreement came after the General Assembly meeting that took place in the town of Puya, with the various mayors of the region who unanimously agree on this engagement. More with our reporter on that story.
A massive fire broke out at a Fulan neighborhood in Yaoundé in the evening of Monday, July 8, 2024, after a fuel tanker crashed in the area. The fuel-carrying tanker overturned near the crossroads in Ifula just before reaching the area known as
The project maturization area is the bone of contention of mayors of the Southwest region as they met for their General Assembly meeting on the ticket of the United Council and Cities of Cameroon platform, with a common area for the common basket for the maturization of projects.
To see how the Southwest Councils can come up with a common basket for the maturation of projects in a common approach, which we all know maturation of projects has been a very serious issue in councils milieu. And the best we have understood is for us to come as a team to see how together we can be accompanied by the administration of the Southwest, including all the regional delegates. Individually, councils have been going through a lot of issues, how to get a divisional delegate to their municipality for the maturation of the project has always been a headache. And we all believe that with the common basket, we can pull our divisional delegates together and see how together we move ahead for the maturation of our projects.
This AGM of the Southwest chapter of the United Council and Cities on the project maturization thematic area falls in line with the Prime Ministerial decree.
The idea of the common basket fund for the councils of the Southwest region came as a result of the fact that we discovered that the project maturization process put in place by the Prime Minister's decree of 21st June 2018 and the practical functioning modalities put in place by the Ministry of Economic Planning and Regional Development on the 29th of October 2019, the procedure had not been respected, and we saw that the deliveries from most of the councils were either the quality and quantity not actually as expected, and sometimes delays in execution being as a result of poor maturization.
The 31 councils and 2 city councils in the region unanimously agree for the contribution of 1 million CFA francs each for the common basket of the project maturization area for the region.
That we are sitting in the month of July, which is a month where the project are supposed to have been sent to the Ministry of Economic Planning and Regional Development at the end of this month for programming into the 2025 public investment budget. We are programming ourselves to kickstart this project in the year 2025, which will take care of projects of 2026, 2027, since we're already working on the budget programming.
With September taken for the deadline, the different mayors were all encouraged by the Secretary General at the Southwest Governor's Office, Acha Simon Quenty, who reminded them of government's efforts and encouragement when it comes to them attaining their set objectives. A fuel tanker that overturned and crashed at the Ifulan neighborhood in the Yaoundé 3 subdivision area last evening of Monday, July 8, 2024 has caused a lot of material damage as a said fuel tanker that exploded, leading to the destruction of houses and other settlements in the Ifulan neighborhoods of the Yaoundé 3 area, while recording enormous damages, though no casualty was recorded. Aisha Mbeng is a lady on the story.
A massive fire broke out at a Fulan neighborhood in Yaoundé in the evening of Monday, July 8, 2024, after a fuel tanker crashed in the area. The fuel-carrying tanker overturned near the crossroads in Ifula just before reaching the area known as Club France. The crash triggered an extensive blaze that rapidly spread to nearby buildings, causing significant material damage. Fortunately, firefighters quickly arrived at the scene, battling the flames to prevent further devastation. But despite their efforts, the fire inflicted substantial damage on surrounding structures and vehicles. Lucky enough, there have been no reports of human casualties, and the full extent of the material damage is still being assessed. Nevertheless, the exact cause cause of the accident remains unclear at this time. Authorities are investigating the incident to determine the factors that led to the tanker's overturn and subsequent fire. This incident adds to a grim week in Cameroon, marked by numerous road accidents that have claimed several lives. The government has recently imposed sanctions on various transport agencies and their drivers in response to these tragic events, with the aim of enhancing road safety and preventing future accidents.
And we move on to politics, where the national chairman of the Social Democratic Front Party, the SDF, Honorable Joshua O.C., in the press conference that took place at the party's headquarters in the Olezwa neighborhood of Yaoundé, has frowned on the extension of mandates of members of parliament. This, according to Chairman O.C., is a calculated attempt by the party in question to make sure that they wield more powers to themselves, as our reporter tells us more. A press conference organized by the Social Democratic Front Party this Monday, July 8, 2024, at the party's headquarters in Yaoundé on the extension of the mandates of members of the legislature, the SDF chairman, on behalf of the party, castigates such move taken by the President of the Republic.
We as a political party are against that prorogation because it goes in denial of the democratic rights of the Cameroonian people. We will not be able to accept that we are going into regional elections, because these regional elections are indirect elections, and the voters are the municipal councillors, the voters are those who have just received from the President of the Republic the prorogation of their mandate. So we need to make everything for that not to happen, because it would be a blatant denial of the democratic rights of Cameroonians, and it would be as well a shame for our failed decentralization.
Speaking to journalists at their Olezwa headquarters in Yaoundé, the balance sheet of their parliamentary activities for the 10th legislative was highlighted as Chairman Joshua O.C. speaks.
Probably the violence has diminished, but the situation of the population is worsening. We understand that our country is in chaos. And a country that is in chaos, if that country is a democracy, it needs alternance and alternance badly in order to put things back in place.
The worrisome scenario on the availability and production of the national identity card was a major concern for La Partie de la Balance.
About 10 million thing that we as a social democratic political party cannot tolerate. As a matter of fact, the SDF thinks that ID cards should be free of charge because it's a duty for us to have them and it's an obligation by law.
To crown the press conference, the chairman, Joshua O.C., outlined on the major obstacles members of the National Assembly from the opposition party faced due to the private member bill table, which has not been the case due to the outright majority of the CPDM political party. To our viewers in Cameroon and around the world, you are watching High Prime, and we are broadcasting live from our new studios here in High Television. We now take you to this incident with the mass wave of road accident that has animated Cameroon for the past weeks now. Some travelers agency in the town of Poya are doubling efforts to make sure road accident is not a phenomenon with their various travelers agency. As such, our newsroom reporter Daniel Komimboa took his microphone to the most of this travelers agency downtown Mile 17 in Boya and discovered what they had to say.
With the number of accident cases recorded in some regions of the country has raised a lot of concern. The frequent occurrence of these accidents has been blamed on some factors, as explained by some passengers.
The cause of most of those accidents are poor state of roads. Even though some of the drivers do drive recklessly and overspeeding, but I think the main cause is the poor state of roads.
The driver is tired. having too many journeys can cause the driver to be tired, and then over speeding, and then the roads are too narrow. Yeah, our roads are too narrow.
I think one of the major causes is the poor road system. We have very poor roads. There are bad roads, very narrow roads.
We are at Mile 17 in Boya, capital of the Southwest region, where some of these traveling agencies are found. High TV team made a stop to Musango Bus Service, one of the reputable traveling agency, to find out some of the measures taken to ensure their passengers' safety.
Looking at the recent accidents, there are measures we have put in place as a company to ensure that our passengers are well taken care of. Our passengers get to their destination safely, and one of them, the first, is that we ensure that our drivers observe ample rest. In all our branches, we have a resting room for drivers. All our branches. Like the one in Boya, it's upstairs. When a driver returns from a journey, the first thing he has to do is to go upstairs and sleep so that he can take over for his next journey. So he has to observe ample rest so that he'll be able to drive consciously.
While some push the blame on poor state of roads, the state of vehicles should also be a prime concern.
The thing we do is to check our vehicles. We have a group of technicians, mechanics, like behind. If you check behind, there is a group of technicians. Whenever a bus arrives from a journey, the first thing to do is for the mechanics to check that the bus is in proper condition. And even before it's put at the package where the bus loads, the first thing to do is that the driver works in collaboration with the mechanics to ensure that, okay, there is no problem with the bus.
The bus agency further ensures their customers of better services to guarantee their safety.
We are here because of them. We are because they are. So we want to thank them very much, first of all, for trusting Musango Bus Service. And we assure them that we will continue and we will improve on our services towards the public.
While the measures are put in place, the government on her part is not leaving any stone unturned in placing sanctions on defaulters who violate the laid-down principles.
And we remain in the world of politics. This time around, the political divide in Cameroon has furthermore been exacerbated following the extension of mandates of members of the legislature by the executive. To some political observers who sees this move as a well-calculated attempt to dissuade the opposition segment in the party, while to those of the government bench, it is a well-affirmative decision taken by the executive, taking into cognizance the fact that the government is suffering from budget deficit, as they welcome this idea. As a reporter, this is more. A bill to extend the mandates of the members of the National Assembly has been tabled before the legislature. If passed, the said bill will prolong the current mandate of the National Assembly members as the opposition and other political observers castigate their attempt.
It's however regrettable that there is this foul game being played by the President of the Republic to destabilize his adversary, because to postpone or extend the mandate of this parliamentarian, it simply means that he's excluding some of his political adversaries.
To some, the bill is a deliberate attempt aimed at destabilizing their entire effort as upcoming presidential elections are coming. Critics of the said bill elucidate it is a strategic move by the CPDM party to maintain her grip in office.
We know that it's a financial crisis besides other crises. So if the president deems that it's necessary for him to do that, then of course it's within his right to do so. But of course, you know, it also tells us that a lot of people are going to be in trouble because they had boycotted the election some times back, and it's just so unfortunate that the law is catching up with them.
Others believe while the said bill is of the constitutional uprightness, the bill raises concern on the democratic process in the country, as Cameroonians are extremely vocal about political change.
The most important thing that people want is a change of system. It doesn't matter who wins at the end of the day, but the bottom line is that there should be a change of system in the country so that we solve our problems.
As the 2025 electoral year approaches, the country's political scenarios is plagued with uncertainty, as they believe the only way out is for the opposition parties to come up with a soluble opposition coalition in order to oust the CPDM party in place.
And we now take you beyond to news beyond the shores of Cameroon, precisely in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, where the private depot owners of Nigeria has increased the price of petroleum-related products in the nation of Nigeria from 630 naira to 720 naira per liter of fuel. This has resulted to fuel scarcity and long queues across most filling stations all across Nigeria. The National Petroleum Corporation Limited attributed this scarcity due to the worrisome weather situation that they are facing, as Aishambam files in this report.
Fuel scarcity is gradually surfacing in Lagos and other parts of Nigeria as private depot owners hike the ex-depot price of petrol from 630 naira to 730 naira per liter. This came as fuel scarcity deepened in Abuja and the adjoining states on Sunday, with some filling stations dispensing PMS as high as 900 naira per liter. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited (NNPCL) has attributed the recent scarcity and hike in fuel price observed in Abuja, Lagos and other states on disruptions in movement of the products caused by thunderstorms and other weather-related issues. Olufemi Soneye, the Chief Corporate Communication Officer of NNPCL, disclosed this on Monday, July 8, 2024, which he described as the disruption of ship-to-ship transfer of premium motor spirits (PMS) between mother vessels and daughter vessels in the country's capital. According to him, the weather affected berthing at jetties, truck load out, the transportation of products to filling stations, causing interruption in supply logistics at the stations. In addition, the spokesperson noted that the scarcity was also exacerbated by the flooding of truck routes which constrain movement of PMS from the coastal corridors to the city. But he further added that NLPCL is working alongside stakeholders to resolve the logistic challenges and restore seamless supply of petrol to affected areas. He therefore urged motorists to avoid panic buying as well as hoarding, as there is sufficient supply of petrol for each station. It is worth noting that fuel queues had since last week resurfaced in many filling stations across the Federal Capital Territory. Most filling stations in Abuja were closed, creating an opportunity for black marketers to profit. They sold 10 liters of petrol for between 12,000 naira and 15,000 naira, significantly higher than the usual rate. This steep increase in petrol prices has a ripple effect on transportation costs, causing fares to rise sharply. The scarcity of fuel and the inflated prices in the black market not only disrupted daily commutes, but also added financial strain to many residents in Abuja and all over Nigeria.
Wonderful reporting there done by Aisha Mbeng. And with that report from Aisha on the fuel scarcity situation in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this is where we'll conclude tonight's news package, High Prime of Tuesday, 9th of July 2024. For me and the entire crew, it's a blessed stay in the company of High Television, as the news in Pidgin is up next at the top of the hour, exactly 9 p.m. with Uncle Dima, that will be giving you what is happening in Cameroon and the world over in the Pidgin language. For me and the entire crew, stay blessed.